Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Haut-Beyleron, where we've actually skipped ahead to the end of winter. We've got a good snowfall falling at the moment. And we've got a Deutz 7 series, I think this is, and a John Deere 8RX. Because in the past few days, it's got a bit repetitive on the farm, so I've skipped ahead a few days, but that doesn't mean we haven't been active on here. In fact, I've been very active with these two tractors. And if we look under the contracts here, you can see I have completed 10 contracts through the winter. Basically avoided doing any of the lower end ones. We did a couple of cheap ones just to get equipment and things. Yeah, basically... I've done 10 out of the available 17 contracts in the past 5 days, I think it is, since our last video. So what we're going to do is I'm going to collect all these. We should make a really decent amount of money from these. So let's just collect all the way through here. There we go. And there we are. And we now have 64,000 to play with, which is fantastic. That is going to push our farm forward nicely. Going into the spring, I'm really, really pleased with that. We've also got all of these, so we need to do the same thing pretty much as we were doing last time. You might notice that I've got strawberries again. That is because I wanted to turn on the strawberries, give myself a baseline of how much would be produced. And as I suspected... over sort of 5 days, I think it is, because it was late December, 4 days. So it was, December 2 that we were on. You can see here that we have quite a lot of fruit here. But we have 2 tomatoes to 2 strawberries. So over the same period of time... we will make twice as much money from the tomatoes as we would from the strawberries. Because they produce at the same rate, but they're worth half as much. And as I mentioned last time, because there's a lot of debate over this, and I'm going to be doing some testing with the greenhouses themselves. But there's a lot of debate whether the amount of production will actually increase if you only have 1 item or 2 items producing rather than the full 3. So we're going to be testing that out as well and checking that. That will be a separate video coming up. But yeah, we need to do very much the same thing as we did last time. And come out and load this up with some fruit so that we can get that sold and get that moving. Once I get that done today, though, we now have some money we can spend. And if we have a look in the shop, do we have anything on offer today? We have. Now, as much as I'd love to have that John Deere combine, it is 141,000. We can't afford that. However, I think the Horse Joker and the Rock King would be good purchases for us on here. So we're going to go and take a look at those a bit later. And grab ourselves some new equipment and basically have our farm, expand and move forward using those bits. I need to get this reversed up and do this. Does mean that we're going to need a weeder eventually as well, because our farm will need that if we're going to be having a cultivator. And yeah, I'm a little bit torn on the Rock King, because if we're using a cultivator, I'm not sure we're going to be picking up any really big stones. But we will we'll see how we go with that. A roller would be more useful, and we don't have one of those at the moment. Look at all the lovely white that we have on our wheels. So let's bring this round, and I want to load up. We're going to load up the tomatoes first. I hope I've given myself enough space to get in here and get these loaded up. As this is fairly similar to what we did last time, I'm going to get this loaded up, and then we will head down and get them sold. I I do feel like my truck is very overloaded when I'm stacking it this high. I mean, I don't think this is a safe stacking height. And I'm very tempted to hold on. Well, we do know that we need another trailer. We need a trailer that will give us the ability to put these in the back here. But I'm actually quite happy with that. Somebody was also saying they put their stuff in the back here and closed the boot up and it sent everything flying. The trick is strap it down first. So strap it down, then close it up. And yes, it does protrude a little bit from the back, but you are then at least in a position where it's not going to go flying everywhere. Let's turn the tractor off. And then we will go and get these sold. Reverse still at the moment. And then we'll head back here, get the strawberries done as well. Actually, the strawberries have produced a third pallet. So maybe they do produce a little bit quicker. That's interesting. Maybe they'd need to produce twice as fast, but they have produced a third pallet while we've been loading these up. There are 1,000 litres of tomatoes and 500 litres of lettuce. Let's just double check that this is the best place to be selling these. I'll go into here, and best place to sell lettuce at the moment only sells here. And the best place for tomatoes, yep, only sells here as well. So both of these should be good prices for this. And looks like we should make about 2,000 euros off this. We'll open the back and undo that. Because yeah, if you don't open the back and you undo that, that just goes horribly wrong. Still selling the rest of the tomatoes and out. Almost there. There we go. 1,977. So yeah, really decent price for all those. Now for the strawberries to match it, which they can't, they would have to we would have to be selling those for the same price, or they would have to sell for a total of 1,000 euros, because we know that we sold them all last time, and this would be a complete match. Of course, I'm gonna have to do more extensive testing, because yeah, I turned the strawberries off for a short period. So let's get them loaded up and we can test again. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I'm not 100% sure where I stand on this, and the last two videos have just got me very, very confused about how our greenhouses work. So I'm gonna go and just grab a blank start. I'm gonna put the same amount of water in. I'm gonna run it a couple of days until one of them runs out of water. So we'll do like four greenhouses, each with the same amount of water. One running one of each crop and one running all four, and we'll see if we all three. And we'll see if we end up with more crop from the ones that are running the single stuff than the ones that are running the multiples. And yeah, see where we go to from there. But at the moment, I'm actually quite pleased with how this is all working out. We have more money than I expected, and this is the thing. Start from scratch, especially over the winter months. The thing you want to be doing is contracts. Do as many contracts as you can over the winter months. Get your farm earning as much as it can. Those ploughing and cultivating contracts might be a bit repetitive, but as you can see, we've jumped massively in how much money we've got because we went and did all of those contracts during this time. Now, I'm probably going to jump forward again to springtime so that we can get into some more work. I think we need to do a little bit of we need to do some fertilizing. Our fields are not too bad, but the main bodies of our 2 fields both need doing, so we'll get those done at the beginning of spring. And then it's going to be a case really of moving forward to the summer. Again, I think in that period I will do a whole load of contracts, get some extra money onto the farm, and we can go from there. But both of our fields, we've got barley in both fields, so we need to just sort of get that done. Can we fit? Yeah, a tractor does just about fit down the side of this, so you can put even a fairly large tractor like this down the side of a greenhouse like this. Put them side by side. We could put a second greenhouse in here, which is probably a really good use of our money, and make money that way. The other thing I want to place is something to do with the stones. So we need to put the lime crusher or the stone crusher in, and that produces lime, and get that functioning on here, I think. And that way we will be really well off. And yeah, our farm will start producing a fair amount of cash. And that makes it then a good idea to have our stone pickup on here. Even, yeah, and get that cheap one while it's going. So let's lock this off. Head down and get this all sold. And we'll see how much these strawberries are worth. And then head back and then probably head down to the shop. Sometimes something comes along and it just changes everything you'd planned. We've got great demand at the debris crusher, which means we can take the stones we've got, take them down there and get rid of them, which is probably a really good idea. I need to see what the price is, but yeah, it might be that is our better option. What we don't have is a trailer to take them down there though, so that might be extra cost, but we do want to get a trailer to work on our farm at some point. So it's everything's go today. Let's see, strawberries, is this the right place for them? Yes, 500 each. So this is going to be worth about 750. See, that's why you open the back. Reverse it up slightly, and there they go. 750 euros exactly. So it would have to produce a 4th pallet in this time to see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not convinced the strawberry. I'm still not convinced the strawberries are worth as much as the other crops. But back at the farm, what is going to be our next course of action? Well, first things first, I'm going to park my truck back outside my new house, like so, and leave that there. Secondly, we want to look at how much this great demand actually is for the stones. It's not, no, it's not worth it. We would be much better off putting in our own piece of kit to produce lime for us. So that's what I think I'm going to do with that. We've got the money to do it. And if we're going to do that, we probably want this Rock King. So that is 200 horsepower, which our tractor that we have has 190. So that's fine. So I think we want to pick that up. And the cultivator's gone. So, yeah, we pick up the Rock King with all that money off. So I'm going to customize that. And how much extra for the various tires? We're going to put the BKT tires on it and grab that, which is good. I do want to get a trailer at some point, but we will basically hold off on other stuff. but that is going to work fairly well for us, I think. Yeah, we've got this actually as a spreader, which should do us fairly well. Don't know if it actually has... Yeah, it has solid fertilizer in it, so we can run that over our fields again come the new year. I am going to go shopping, though, with this. And drop this off front. I think we probably want to go and give... before we do that, let's go and top up the feed on our chickens. Because that is something that we also need to do. So bring this in here. Yeah, it's one of those days today on the farm where we're just trying to clear everything up that we need to clear up before the end of the winter. And then move on into the spring, knowing that we're about as ready as we can be for going forwards. Take our bag of chicken feed over. One nice thing is going to be that our chickens will be fed by what the stuff that we have, by the crop that we grow this year. Look at that. The snow's melted as well as the sun comes out. Right, let's drop the front loader off the front and then we'll go and get our rock picker. We still have 44,000, which is really good. Oh, actually, no. What we want to do is keep this on the front because we need a piece of kit. So let's jump back into here, drop that off, and then we can also get ourselves a bucket and put our lime and our rocks, or put our rocks into the lime, into the rock crusher, and yeah, create some lime from it. Be absolutely perfect use of our time today. There we go. There is our rock picker. This is quite a big machine, and I'm barely happy that we've got a big enough tractor to pull it. I think not getting that cultivator is going to be a blessing in disguise. Oh yeah, I want something else from the shop. Let's head over here. We want a bucket for our for our front loader. I don't think we got anything bigger. That will pick up rocks and things, but I don't think it's a great piece of kit for us to get. Also, it's 15,000. What we want is the universal bucket. That will do us. Let's buy that. Okay. And then we'll be able to fill up the rock crusher with the rocks. And yeah, we'll be able to use this piece of kit. I think we're going to want to get something that produces rocks as well. So probably a subsoiler or a plow. I think a plow is probably going to be our best bet to get on here. Look at the size of that compared to this tractor. It's going to be our best bet to get. If we get a plow, we're going to produce a fair amount of rocks every year, and at the same time we are also going to avoid getting any weeds on here either, because of course the plow prevents weeds. Oh, this thing is so wide. Just taken out a fence post. I lift my bucket up. Oh god. Look at the width of this. I need to get over on the side of the road every time I encounter a car, and we need to drive down the middle because it's just so freaking wide. Got my hazards on and ooh, trying to avoid the cars. Oh man, this thing is really wide, and I'm just trying to keep on. Well, I'm having to drive in the middle of the road, but the cars are rushing at me something crazy. So yeah, we've got this back to the farm, And this is a very nice big piece of equipment. I think what I was saying before about wanting to keep my eye out now for a plow is going to be an important thing. We will want to use this as much as possible to pick up stones, because the stones are now going to be a good profit for us on the farm. So let's just put this in here. Can't do any contracts with that, unfortunately. That would be really useful. Now we just need to get ourselves a lime station, or a what is this called? It's under production. It's under factories. What does it call it in here? Lime production facility. Now my big problem with this is exactly where do I put it? There doesn't seem to be anywhere really good in my yard for it. And I'm kind of looking at it and going, right, I need to put it somewhere where I can get at both ends of it. And the only thing I can really think to do is put it something like either going out near the road, or out this way, or something like that, that allows me easy access to it. Or just plonk it in the middle of the yard, maybe. Somewhere that isn't completely in the way. This is the trouble. If plonk it right in the middle of the yard, it's in the way. I think we're going to have to go over here. I think we'll have to put it around here-ish. Gonna get a little bit in the way of our current pile. But it shouldn't be too bad. And then we just come in here, grab a bucket full of stones. Oh, we need to put the weight on the back of this tractor. Wow. I can hear that scraping along the ground as I do this. So let's get this down. And I'm gonna have to lower the bucket, disconnect it, get the weight on the back. I'm slightly worried the weight that we've got for the back of this is not going to be enough. I mean, it's what is it? It's only a 750 kilogram weight. And this is the thing about stones. Stones weigh so much. And if this is the case, oh no, we are good. It's not great, but it is functional. So we don't have to run back down to the shop to get another one. We're going to have to even that out though, because that's quite a drop. We've got that. Yeah. And in. And if we have a look in here. Yeah, 1,000 litres of stones in. It is inactive, so we will activate it. That will now start producing lime. And I think we can sell the lime directly from this. But I'm going to try and avoid doing that, I think. I want to use the lime. It's going to create quite a few 1,000 litres of lime, this. There we go. Lime production in full swing. Really interesting. As I come in here to scoop this up with the tractor, because the tractor's nose dips, it drops the front of the bucket down and tips some of the stones out. So the stones tend to move as you're trying to collect them, which is making for interesting angles, and it really doesn't like going at any speed. It's lots of very slow, very careful maneuvers to get this in here. I think we need to get a heavier weight for the back of this, or it's actually one of those things where in future we shouldn't need to worry about this so much We can pile them up here as we're doing now if we want. But we could just use this. We could just tip it straight in as well. Because I doubt we will produce more rocks than this can take. There's a few more just in there. There we go. And that is the final bit of this load. And then I'm going to smooth this out because you can see it's got quite a sudden drop here. So we need to smooth our yard out, make it work a little bit better for us, I think. And there we go. That has done all of that. And also, we got this huge tuft of grass in front of our sheds that I don't think we need anymore. So how is this going? Is it producing lime? Yes, it is. So, yeah, we've only got activate and deactivate. So it doesn't actually sell the lime outright. I think somebody's saying, yeah, this does make some money because it has solar panels on the top. So this will make us a little bit of money every month as well. I think it's 1,200, which is pretty good. And yeah, should help us with our farm do better. Going to move my truck out of the way because if we're going to smooth this area of the farm, then we're going to need to sort that out. It's not as flat, this area, as I originally thought it was, which is really interesting. Oh yeah, we need to stand back as well or this won't work. So into here, construction, landscaping, and we're going to go smoothing. Want to enlarge it and just come around here. Now, interesting, it's destroying grass on this. I'm slightly surprised by that because everywhere else I've done it before, I've not had an issue with the grass disappearing. So there we go. That just sort of smooths everything out. If we go really big, that should just make things that nice little bit easier. And then I want to have some concrete. I'll enlarge that and change the shape of it. And we'll just concrete out over here a bit. And just bring that up so that our yard is like that. And then I'm going to go a lot smaller because I want to do sort of a small parking area here for our car. Now that does not look smooth. Let's smooth this over a little bit around there. You know what? That isn't the smoothing tool. That's the raising tool. So yeah, if we or that makes everything. Yeah, look at what I've created over here. So we'll smooth this out, which was what I was trying to originally do. And hopefully we'll get it smooth enough to work. But yeah, so that's why everything was going a bit mad, because I wasn't using the smoothing tool. I was using the leveling tool, which is definitely a different beast. We run this over here. It's not actually doing anything at the moment. So hopefully that is just gonna make things work a little bit better. Yeah, that's nicer. We could actually run the smoothing tool over this corner. Now, this is an interesting thing about the smoothing tool versus the leveling tool. Oh, move that out of the way. Is that the smoothing tool does not remove crops or anything like that, whereas the leveling tool does. So if I go over here like this, you can see it levels it and takes out that little issue that we had there and doesn't destroy my crop, which is perfect. means that this just becomes that little bit better. Now, something else that people were saying on my video yesterday, we want decoration, other... we need to actually paint grass. I'm just... Oh, no, there we go. Not orchards. Yeah, people were telling me that I need to paint the grass. So meadow, so meadow in here. And we need to put the grass back in. Because if you don't do this, you get a nice green bottom. But not actually any grass. I'm too close to me now. That actually is also one of the other annoying things with this. So it's not many annoying things, but yeah. There are a couple of bits that sometimes irk me a little bit. So put that back in there. Put this grass back in over here. And then what we can do is we'll add in a path and things around our area. Did a little bit of a farm build today as well. There we go. Any other grassy areas that could do with some? Nope, we're good. Right, and then I just want to put a little path into there. No dirt, yeah. Like so. And then round it. And just gonna put a couple of tracks in here. Where we're parking the truck. There we go. Hopefully my truck will fit in that space now. Yeah, we need to. I need to run a smoothing tool all over this. But I think this has worked. I think we've got a nice setup now on here. We've got the truck coming in here. I think there are... Wow, that actually fits that really well. Look at that. And I think we just need to be able to get a truck. I think what we'll have to do is we'll drive something down here and off. And so have like a little driveway area off here and back out again for us to fill this up. Otherwise, I think that's going to get a little bit messy. So, yeah, that's all good. We have got through winter. I think we're going to probably skip another day and head into the spring. But fairly successful day today. So, I'm going to leave this here, which means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.